movie fans, so we're back with another 5 good things, and we are back with a doozy. Arguably one of the worst ones we've had to watch since Left Behind.
God, it was so bad.
Josh, what was it this week?
Outcast?
Yep.
Outcast.
Outcast.
No.
Why did we forget why it was called that?
Because the people who were in it didn't know what it was called?
They never said the word outcast. No characters were really outcast.
Maybe Hayden Christensen was.
They were outcasted in this movie. So we love Nicolas Cage here, so we couldn't resist. And Nicolas Cage and Hayden Christensen together, the most overacting actor in acting history.
Plus the piece of wood that is Hayden Christensen.
We suffered, emphasis on suffered, through this movie, and we did find 5 good things about this movie. Some of them are a little bit of a stretch, but you know the rules. No ironic Sharknado type of so bad it's fun type of stipulations. But here we go. At number 5, we have some of the shots. Now, by and large, the cinematography was terrible. In particular,
the Dutch
action
angles.
scenes.
Oh god, the Dutch angles.
Yes.
It was worse. It wasn't super present throughout the whole movie. But it was, when it was there, it wasn't even like Battlefield Earth, where it was just like, it was tilted enough that you notice it and it's a little disconcerting.
That was bad. The action scenes where it's just like, if a second will go by and there'll be 3 cuts. By and large, the cinematography is just atrocious, as you just heard us go into master detail. But there are certain shots that were like, yeah!
Nicolas Cage silhouetted in the door.
Yeah, there was a nice shot, kind of like Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, except not nearly as cool. Nicolas Cage's character just coming in during a battle, and the light hits just right, and he looks like an actual warrior, not just an acting warrior. Wow. And there's some nice landscape shots, a la The Hobbit. This movie draws a lot of inspirations from a lot of other movies.
Star Wars.
Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, The Forbidden Kingdom. At number 4, we have the music. Now, the music in this, it does what any movie music should do. It's there, and it's good if you're trying to listen for it, but it doesn't overpower everything else. It set the tone and the overall atmosphere of the film very well when the actors themselves failed to do so. It set a good
because Hayden
setting.
Christensen.
And Nicolas Cage. It gave you this nice vibe of, okay, I understand the world.
It also did a good job of keeping you in, the era and the location that you are, because it's nice. A lot of it, since this movie mostly takes place in China, it's very much Asian-inspired, and, they did good about keeping that whole theme throughout the movie, even though the movie is bad. Guys, this movie is bad.
At number 3, we have
the deaths. Because, oh god, some of them, actually, pretty much all of them happen, all of the good ones happen when Hayden Christensen and his little band of, young Chinese actors, after being some weird, Indian woman's brothel thing where Hayden got drugged, which was all very confusing.
Like the movie.
Yes. He sends the children off, and he's like, wherever we're supposed to be going is on the other side of these mountains. Go. I'll follow you. He gets into a fight, and he escapes, and then he gets to, the other side of the river and into the forest. Nicolas Cage's band of bandits have been killing the evil Chinese people, who... It was all a very confusing scene, because you don't really see what's happening. But one of the kills in this forest, one of the bandits drops a noose down over one of the evil guy's heads, and then jumps off of the branch that he's on, thus hanging...
Using him as a counterweight to not only land on the ground, but kill the other guy.
It was so good. It was so good.
Twisted Home Alone meets Tarzan.
Yes, absolutely. Clayton?
Yep.
Yay.
And then the other one that's basically another Home Alone kill.
It was so good.
It's what?
It's, okay, so in Nicolas Cage's cave hideout place, he had, up on, the roof of the cave, this log that then has many branches that have been sharpened sticking out in all different directions, even though it's only going to be able to swing in one direction. So
think
you really,
violent Ewok.
You only really need, like the Curse of the ATST. The Blackguard arrives at Nicolas Cage's cave, and a rope is cut, and you're like, I wonder what that's going to do. And then this log just comes swinging down and kills like 3 of the Blackguard. And it's just like...
It comes in like a wrecking log. At number 2 for our positives here, we have the bad guy. The bad guy himself, who I honestly don't think he has a name. A lot of the characters in this movie don't have names. But either way, he's your stereotypical cheesy action movie villain. Absolutely. However, he completely embraces it. I was like,
and also,
okay,
he sent these guards who he has just kind of been like, either do what he says as he's about to die, talking about his dad who is the king. He's like, do what my dying father the king says, and I will kill you, or do what I say, and you'll die later. So the main bad guy, whose name I'm just gonna call him Bob, so that we have something to call him. Bob stabs his dad with the knife that his mom gave him after she said that you will one day be king. But the dad had just a few minutes ago before told the younger son, who's gonna be king, that while the older brother, who is gonna kill him, is a great warrior, it's a peacetime now, and so you're better to be king. Which is obviously going to make the older brother, warrior guy, very angry, which leads to him getting killed. But it gets better. Because then, the older brother, who's the bad guy, who's just killed his father with his mom knife, yes, I'm calling it that, he goes outside, opens the doors, and he's just like, the king is dead. My brother killed him. Despite the fact that all of these guards were just in the room, and the king
probably could
alive.
Hear the knife go into him. So the bad guy was great, but everybody knows that the bad guy's number 2 man is always the best role, and by far the best character in this movie is the second in command guy that has no name. He actually has 2 lines in this whole movie.
Was it 2?
Maybe 3 at most. However, he has like no speaking lines. He basically acts with his face, yet the whole time he's just like, dude, I want you to kill the bad guy. Not any of the actual heroes in this movie. I want you to do it because I rally behind you more than anybody else.
Absolutely.
He gets threatened early on by his boss, the bad guy.
Oh my god, the threat. Oh my god. Okay, so this number 2 guy had been the staunchest supporter of the king, passing the throne on to the younger of his 2 sons. And so the older brother comes in and he's doing all of his threatening to the king and like, I should be king and I'm an older brother and and then this guard just kind of pulls his sword a little bit to denote, you need to calm down because he's still the king and I will kill you if I need to. And then that's when the bad guy makes his threats about how, you can either follow me or whatever, and
then I will nail your family to the front of your house.
And then he turns directly to this guy and he says, if you don't do what I say, I will make you watch me nail your children to a wall piece by piece.
To which you're just like, I officially hate you, and second in command, you better be the one that kills him, not Hayden Christensen or Nicolas Cage, who we
also, he's the most sympathetic character in the whole movie, because the little prince is basically in no danger for the whole movie, but this guy is just like, I don't even want to be helping you, but if I don't help you, then my family gets killed, and that's no good.
He's got a good sad face. That's probably the best thing about this movie.
For real.
An otherwise terrible movie.
But Hayden Christensen gets the upper hand for a few seconds, and then a few of the Black Guard people with bows shoot him with arrows. And then our number 1 guy, who is the number 2 in command to bad guy, is like, the next person who raises their bows gets killed.
And I'm just like,
it's the best line. It's so good.
Well, have any of you guys seen Outcast? And if you have, what are your thoughts on this movie?
Why did you do this to yourself?
Yeah. Could you find 5 good things about this movie? If you did, comment below. And are you interested in seeing this movie now? Are you not? Let us know in the comments below.
Interested.
And if you like what you see and want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Or find me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at 17 Movie Reviews. Thanks for stopping by, Josh. Stay sharp, movie guys and gals.
Who's Josh?